Alright, welcome back to Skyrim. So, I think Lucian has something he wants to say to me. I just realized that because it's been a while since I've talked to him, so we're going to start with that.
Sorry, I keep meaning to give you this, since this arrangement seems to be working out all right for us so far.
What is it?
Oh, it's a Dwemer resonance sphere. Just something my father gave to me before I left home for when I found myself someone to travel with. When activated, it resonates with its twin, which I'll always keep on my person. That way, if we're ever separated, all you have to do is give it a rub and we'll be able to find each other, no matter how far apart we are. Handy, right?
So you want me to rub one out for you then? Okay. Thanks, Lucian.
Don't mention it. I mean, hopefully we won't have to use it very often. I'll stick to you like oh, I don't know, something sticky. Yep, that's what I'll do.
Please don't stick to me like something sticky, especially after your unintentional euphemism that I made 10 times worse, but I digress. So yes, we are heading to Markarth, which, fun fact, this is actually my second attempt at recording this episode. That's actually how I knew that he had something they wanted to say. First attempt was a few days ago, and I just realized midway through the episode I was not feeling great, and it was showing in my commentary, so I stopped the recording and just decided to wait till another day to do it. So yes, here we are back in the game. It is a remarkably hot day, but besides that, I am feeling fine now. Blast Lucian. Some decent armor. If either one of us was a heavy armor user, I might be tempted to actually give that to either you or keep it myself. But alas, neither of us are. And like in previous episodes, apologies if you hear the sounds of a fan running in the background. As I said, it is a remarkably hot day today. But watching those recordings back, I haven't noticed the fan sound, so hopefully it just shouldn't be audible. But I know my hearing's not the best, so I'm probably not the best judge of that. Oh right, we were heading to Markarth because of the Mehrunes Razor Pommel. I was trying to remind myself why we were coming here. And I did manage to remember, thankfully. I've not paused the recording yet, despite this being a road that we recently traveled, because there's a little detour I'm going to make. So I made it in my first attempt at recording this, and I just want to stay consistent. Dead Khajiit is still here. I believe we've read his skill book. Yeah, we've read that. Looks like we've got some trouble up here. Bandits by the looks of it. Harassing a traveler. Try not to kill the traveler.
That's the last of them.
You okay?
Keep that magic away from me.
What, my barrier? It's fine, it's harmless. Or do you mean my iron flesh? I don't know, I have a few magic effects running. So, what are you doing out here?
Observing and capturing the epic struggle for Skyrim. When brothers clash with bitter blades, surely there is a song to be found.
Well, good luck with that.
Take this and hold on to it. I'll be back for it later. I'll pay you good. Don't lose it.
One of the few moments where I think a face cam would have benefited the video because my expression there was of confusion. Was not expecting to be turned around like that. But no, don't get your hopes up. I'm probably never going to do a face cam. It's for your own good, trust me. Your eyes will melt out of your skull if you look at my face. Explain yourself.
No time to talk. Snitch or double-cross me and I'll kill you. I mean it.
I don't much appreciate being threatened, good sir. Wow, you went down easy. You gave me a magic item. Guessing you stole it from somebody. Oh well, it's mine now. I'm expecting the rest of the random encounter to play out any moment now, where the hunter comes back looking for his stuff, but still not seeing him. Oh well. I was gonna keep the helmet anyway. Oh, I think it's just a weird wet shader interacting with that plant. I noticed something looked weird with it. I think that was it, because it's raining. And as I say that, it's stopping. Have some mist building up too. I think I missed the road, but that's fine because our detour is right here. Morrus probably took the wrong turn and ended up here and he's like, huh, that looks interesting. That's my in-character reason for exploring. Last time it was much the same thing. I just saw it and said, huh, might as well make a detour. You're gonna have to keep up, Lucian. Ooh, a chest with some goodies. Right. Let's get our spells ready. And we do have Burguk with us instead of Magnus now, so he should be pulling his weight better in combat.
Now you're mine.
At least he will for anybody behind him. Because I killed that Forsworn very quickly. Ooh, being shot at from above. Trip on the tripwire. Alright, let's hurry and take care of that person. Burguk zapping him. Ow. Oh, I think somebody set off a trap, probably Lucian. I was wondering what that shaking was. Chest. Ooh, silver ingot. We can make some jewelry out of that. Another chest. Expert lock, so I can't unlock it with my spell. It's too hot to be doing this. Don't like lockpicking minigames on a regular day, let alone when my patience is a bit thinned by the heat. Of course, as soon as I pause it, I get it. Chest, some jewelry and some gold. I sometimes struggle with that word. I'm not entirely sure why. But as has been previously established, I do often stumble over my words. Oh, that's a goat. I almost blasted the goat. There we go. That's good necromancy. Yeah, got you. Anybody else want some? I think this is a case of Let's Player blindness. Could you hold still? My projectiles don't have a big enough area to reach you if I clip the wall. Oh, hey, buddy. Could you please give me some space so I can cast at you? Thank you. And you can quit shooting at me, because you're dead now. Ugh, grisly sight. His heart is just hanging out. I'm not sure if Morrus has encountered Briarhearts before, hence the reaction. I also almost called him Maximilian there, but that's the wrong series. In fact, I might record an episode of Hoggles McDoggles after this episode of Skyrim is done. And if you do not watch that series, you might be confused as to why I said the name like that. The ongoing bit is I bastardize the name of the game in the intro every single time. And Hoggles McDoggles is the most recent one as of recording this. Although by the time this episode goes up, there will be a new one, which is Ham Legends. I'm rather easily amused, in case you haven't caught on to that already. Don't exactly have a particularly highbrow sense of humor. Apparently, I cannot take this potion. Ah, yes I can. It was just astral projecting itself into a different position. Soul gems. Just gonna reapply these just in case. Oh yeah, and you might notice I turned the volume of the music up, and watching back previous recordings I could hardly hear it, so I've turned it up a bit. Ooh, you're tough. Alright. They were a bit tough, but that was easy enough. Got another one of these weird walls again. One of these days we're gonna have to figure out what those are. Lucian's just decided that he was done with me. Oh, so they were scooping out his heart. Oh, there he is. Ebony War Axe. Whoa. Now that's a good find. Pretty heavy, though. So is this. I don't think we have the lasting fire enchantment, though, so I'm going to take it and I'm going to put my backpack on. We are going to leave the ebony axe behind, as much as that pains me, because it's very heavy. And then right here, Bard's Leap Summit. Okay, I'm gonna move before Lucian shoves me off. Or Burguk. Hans the Bastard.
Sorry.
One of the few moments I wish I was using the real names. That's a good one. I know it probably means like bastard as in bastard child, but I like to think of it as like Hans is just a bastard. There goes Burguk. Since I have had a few new viewers lately, if you're wondering why I'm calling him Burguk and not by the real names, is because Morrus named him after his father, Chief Burguk of Dushnik Yal, because he does not like his father. So he likes the idea of having a Draugr named after his father, subservient to him and following him around as a minion. Ah, good thing I had my barrier up. Sucks to be you, though, Michelle. Do you mind, Lucian? You know, you deserve that. You got in my way. Sithis. Alteration skill book. Interesting. Ow. Interestingly enough, I thought that the only place that you could find that was in the Falkreath Sanctuary. Dark Brotherhood Sanctuary, that is.
Must you push like that?
Yes, when you're in my way, I must push like that. Right, and then we have Bard's Leap Summit here. You can't just look at a plank of wood over a body of water like that, called Bard's Leap, and not jump off of it. As stupid as that sounds, and I recognize it's a really stupid impulse I have, but you just can't leave it unjumped. You gotta do it. Contractually obligated, even. Geronimo! Oh, I'm doing that weird multi-landing thing again. Ah.
Been a long time since someone took the lead. Longer still, since any survived. I once performed the entirety of the Poetic Edda from atop Bard's Leap before trying my luck. Well, you can see how that turned out.
Yeah, I was luckier than you, I guess. So are you just gonna stare at me? Because I had a feeling that you were gonna, like, air guitar at me or something like that, but no, you're just staring. And I became more insightful in the art of speechcraft as a result of you staring at me. Thank you, kind ghost. Right, so let's continue on the way to Markarth, which something that I also want to investigate is this quest here, the Forsworn Conspiracy. When Morrus first entered the city, he witnessed a person claiming to be the part of the Forsworn attempting to murder a woman, or he might have murdered the woman. I don't remember if we actually saved her. But yeah, and then we were approached by a man who gave us a note to meet him, and at the time I didn't want to engage because we were pretty pathetic back then in terms of strength, but we're stronger now, so it might be worth looking into. But yes, now that we're done with the detour, I'm going to pause the recording again until we get to Markarth, and I will unpause it if anything interesting happens on the way, so I will be right back. Alright, so I got a room at the inn in Markarth overnight, and I also did some selling between that cut. Nothing interesting happened on the way. We did level up, though. So I'm going to look into which perk to get. What can we get in alteration? I notice we have some things here. Command lock, home mythal. When I take this perk, I'm going to want to be somewhere important, so I'm definitely not going to take it right now. Wild Shrines could be an interesting one. Yeah, 'cause then that would give us access to that.
You'd never catch me up this early when I was a student.
Yeah, so it looks like we're going to have to get this anyway in order to get some of these higher level perks. Not sure that's what I want to do right now, though. I did notice that we are destruction level 60, however, so we should have some new perks open to us here. So we could always get Combustion 2, Pyromancer, even Ascension. We don't dual cast because we wield a staff. So either more damage with fire spells, which is nice, or we unlock Wild Shrines. This will give us, when we find the shrines that is, it will give us buffs to our different schools of magic, thus making them all more powerful as we come across them. So this is what I'm going to go with. And then next we can get Welk's Dormant Aura, or, God, I'm having a stroke apparently. Welk's Dormant Arcana, which basically means that we can, whenever we cast, like, Iron Flesh, for example, we can add 3 magic effects to it, like these, and more. It's a very useful one. But yes, now that we've gotten our rest, we're going to go to the Shrine of Talos to investigate what that note was about, and see if perhaps the person who gave it to us is still there. I would understand if they moved on by now, but you never know. The people of Skyrim seem oddly patient. So I guess this is it here. In we go. Yes, you were the one who handed me the note. I see you're still here.
I'm sorry to drag you into Markarth's problems, but after that attack in the market, I'm running out of time. You're an outsider. You're dangerous looking. You'll do.
With the attack in the market, I'm running out of time, he says, after having waited weeks for Morrus to show up. But, yeah, I'll do, you said. What are you talking about?
You want answers? Well, so do I. So does everyone in the city. A man goes crazy in the market. Everyone knows he's a forsworn agent. Guards do nothing. Nothing but clean up the mess.
And I'm guessing you want me to find out why?
This has been going on for years, and all I've been able to find is murder and blood. I need help. Please. You find out why that woman was attacked, who's behind Waylon and the Forsworn, and I'll pay you for any information you bring me.
Interesting. Okay, what do you know about Margaret, then?
She's not from Markarth. The air about her screamed outsider. Visitors to the city usually stay at the Silverblood Inn.
And who exactly was Waylon? He was the one who conducted the attack, I know that much, but who was he before that? Where'd he live?
He was one of the smelter workers. I used to have a job down there myself, casting silver ingots. I never knew much about Waylon, except he lives in the Warrens, like all the other workers.
And I've encountered my share of Forsworn so far, but who exactly are they? I only know what little bits I've gleaned from fighting them, really.
They're remnants of the old rulers of Markarth, natives of the Reach, followers of the old ways. The Nords drove them out of the city, Ulfric Stormcloak and his men. That was about 20 years ago. But somehow they're still here, and they're killing people.
I see. And I'm guessing you've looked into these murders yourself and come up empty-handed?
Yes. It all started when I was a boy. My father owned one of the mines, rare for anyone who isn't a Nord. He was killed. Guards said it was just a madman, but everyone knew the murderer was a member of the Forsworn. I've been trying to find out why ever since. Gotten nowhere so far. And then I got married. Have a child of my own on the way. I swore I was going to just give up for my child's sake, but it's like my father's ghost is haunting me, asking me why.
Is he haunting you and saying, vengeance? It's a little Daggerfall reference.
Keep your eyes and ears open.
And now he probably thinks that Morrus is sufficiently insane. Right. So we have two leads at the moment. We have the inn and we have the Warrens. I think I'm going to look into Margaret first, because she was the victim, and perhaps we could find a little bit of information about her, potentially why the Forsworn would be targeting her. And I don't actually remember if she's alive or not, so I guess we're about to find out. Nope, she's not. Okay, let's put on our persuasive face really quickly. Wakey, wakey.
Is it absolutely necessary for you to bother me right now?
Yes, it is. Did a woman named Margaret stay here?
Ah, yes. Rented the nicest room we had for a whole month. Best we all forget about her. Bad luck to talk about the dead in Markarth.
And do you have the key to her room?
Of course. But I can't just hand that over. Privacy, after all.
I won't tell anyone, I promise.
Well, you seem like the honest sort. Here you are.
Funny how he's saying that to me, despite the fact that there was that magical mishap in this room a few episodes back. Right. Well, now we have his permission to enter, which, if we didn't get his permission, we could have opened this door ourselves with our spell. Right, so we have some food here, some wine, journal, some gold. Wait out there, Lucian. I said wait out there, Lucian. Yoink. Yoink.
You'll be a fine innkeeper someday.
There we go.
Like your father.
All right. Journal. How long is this? Not very. Okay. Meeting at the Treasury House later today. Took them long enough. These people act like they own everything. Thonar Silverblood is the younger brother, but he's obviously the one in charge. Makes all the deals, bullies local landowners into selling to him, even employs that wispy girl at the door to deter troublemakers like me. General Tullius is growing impatient. Interesting. But I'll bring back the deed to Sidnam Mine. On my life, I won't allow a group of Stormcloak sympathizers to own the prison to the most notorious criminals in the Reach. They say no one escapes. Why? Is it really that secure? Maybe I've played my hand too soon by rushing the confrontation with Thonar. There are shadows around every corner in the city, and I know I'm being watched.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
So, if we are to believe what she was thinking in her journal, then perhaps the Silverbloods used the Forsworn to murder her because they didn't want her to take the deed to the mine for the Imperials. Interesting. Now
You. I've seen you snooping around, asking questions. Back off. You don't want to know what happens to troublemakers here.
Oh, go ahead, tell me what happens. I'm curious.
Fun. This is your last warning, outsider. We keep the peace here. Stay out of our business.
Right, I guess I must be a little bit careful about being shadowed myself now. Won't be surprised if I end up being attacked by a Forsworn, but unlike Margaret, I know I can handle myself. There you are.
The city's got eyes. Be careful when you're out there.
Yes, Margaret was investigating Thonar.
So the clues point to the treasury house then. That makes sense. Thonar is involved in every facet of the city. Here's the gold I promised. Keep following the trail and there will be more in it for you.
Ooh, that's a hefty payday.
Let me know as soon as you found anything.
Thank you kindly. It's a good thing I'm not so easily intimidated by the guards and such, as this is going to be a profitable venture, I imagine. So the Warrens were his home. I guess I better put on my persuasive face again, just in case.
Can I help you?
Hi, who's in charge around here?
The Warrens isn't a place for your type. What do you want?
Yeah, did you know Waylon by chance?
Oh yes. I know everyone who sleeps in the Warrens. Kind of the one who passes the keys around. I guess someone else will be taking his room now.
I'm surprised you've not filled it by now, considering it's been a few weeks. Could you perhaps give me the key to Waylon's room?
Sorry, but you don't exactly belong here.
What gave that away? Was it my opulent robes? But it's important, trust me.
Trust is hard to come by here. But all right.
Very well.
Until next time.
That went well. Yeah, I don't exactly look like I belong down here. Gain Waylon. Right. What do we have here? Some gold and a note. Waylon, you've been chosen to strike fear into the heart of the Nords. Go to the market tomorrow. You will know what to do. N. So I guess we have to find out who this N is. Just in case we get accosted again on our way out like last time, let me just refresh this spell. Perhaps we can talk our way out of it.
You've been digging around where you don't belong. It's time you learned a lesson.
I don't listen to threats.
You'll listen to this. Come on.
Oh really, picking on the wizard then. Oof, you're actually kind of tough. This may take a while. You're actually doing some decent damage to me too. Who'd have thunk? Oof, I might actually lose this. Well, I'm not much of a brawler, I'm more of a caster. Okay, let's get some distance here really quick. Restore some stamina. In fact, oh, come on, walk. I have an idea. Use some of our orcish strength to our advantage. Oh.
Committed crimes against Skyrim and her people. What say you in your defense?
Fuck nuggets. Yeah, I'm just reloading. I don't want to deal with a bounty because somebody got in my way.
It's time you learned a lesson.
Yeah, I don't listen to threats, etc., etc. Picking on the caster. We've already been over this. This time I'm going to open up with my Berserker Rage. Where are you? Let's make this quick.
I'll get you.
This time I'm kicking your backside. Being of orcish lineage does grant you some measure of strength, even if you aren't a fighter.
Made you piece of pit bait.
Talk or I will send you to your gods.
I was sent by Nepos the Nose. The old man hands out the orders.
You're sent by Nepos the Nose. Interesting. Guess I just have to give myself a moment to calm down for my vision to return, but for the time being I will go and speak to... What the fuck is his name again? I've forgotten his name. I guess I'll find out in a moment, and I guess Morrus has calmed down now. His vision's back to normal. In fact, let's just heal up a little bit. We did manage to take some damage during that fight.
Looks like you weren't followed. Good.
Yeah, Waylon got his orders from Nepos.
Nepos the Nose? He's been in Markarth forever. He's well respected among the natives of the Reach. Good work. Here's your gold. I have a feeling Nepos gets his own orders, though. If you find out, I'll have more for you.
Alright, I will look into
Be
it.
careful who you talk to.
So now we have two more leads, which are Thonar Silverblood and then Nepos the Nose. So I'm going to look at Thonar first, and then we will speak to Nepos. In fact, while I'm thinking about it as well, might as well just have a bit of a wash-up. I can't imagine we're very clean after that scuffle. Right, Treasury House. Should probably refresh my spell as well while I'm thinking about it. Hi.
The Treasury House is really just for patrons of the Silverblood family. You don't belong here.
I need to see Thonar.
I'm afraid he's asked not to be disturbed. He has important business.
He's expecting me. Ooh, nice.
I'm sorry to keep you. Head right in.
You got a speech perk.
I have records I need to tend to.
What are you doing here? I told them no visitors.
Yeah, Did you send that guard to threaten me?
What did you expect? That no one was going to notice you butting into business that wasn't yours? The guards know who holds the purse strings in this city, and I don't like snoops. Markarth is my city. You have no right looking into my business. Now get out. What? By the gods!
Interesting.
What was that? Thought I heard something.
Oh, you too?
Careful. My wife. They killed her. Damn Madanach. Damn his forsworn backside.
You deserve this.
Shut up. Only the gods can judge me. You want to know what the Forsworn really are? They're my puppets. I have their king rotting in Sidna Mine. He was supposed to keep them under control.
Case in point for you deserving this. So you made a deal with the Forsworn then?
When their uprising was crushed, I had Madanach brought to me. He was a wild animal, but a useful one. I offered him a stay from execution if he used his influence to deal with any annoyances that came up. Competitors, agents, idiots. So I've let him run his little Forsworn rebellion from inside Sidna Mine. Now he's out of control.
So the Forsworn have a king then?
Madanach, the king in rags. While we were off fighting the elves in the Great War, Madanach was busy ruling over the Reach, until Ulfric came and put them down.
Interesting.
The blood of Markarth is silver.
And the blood of Markarth is on your hands, friend. Oops. I see you survived.
I'm sorry. We're only interested in helping our patrons.
Oddly calm, all things considered. Very well, you do you. Who am I to judge?
I have records I need to tend to.
Good for you, tend away. Right, so now the one final lead is Nepos. We know what's going on here, but might as well investigate this, see what we can't figure out.
Excuse me. What's your business here?
I'm here to see Nepos.
We haven't been expecting you, and the old man needs his rest. Come back some other time.
Wait. It's okay, my dear. Send him in.
Yes, Nepos.
Hmm.
You heard him. Go on in.
You know damn well who I am. This is going too smoothly. I don't like it. Hi.
I'm sorry about my housekeeper. She's a little protective of me. Now, what is it you want?
So, I know about Waylon.
Ah, yes. You've proven to be a real bloodhound. Well, you've sniffed me. I've been playing this game for almost 20 years. Sending the young to their deaths. All in the name of the Forsworn. And I'm tired. So tired.
And why have you been doing this exactly? We know who's behind it, so I'm not going to ask that.
Because my king told me to. Madanach. When the uprising fell at the hands of the Nords, they threw him in the mines. I don't know how, but he lives. I get his messages, and I hand out his orders without question.
And why are you telling me all of this? What's the punchline? Let me guess, I'm not going to leave this place alive?
My dear boy, what makes you think you're getting out of here alive?
How very predictable.
You were seen coming in. The girl at the door is a Forsworn agent masquerading as a maid. You aren't the first one to have gotten this far. You won't be the last.
Huh. So you're not attacking right now, but I expect them. I suspect the moment I end dialogue with you, you will. Who exactly is Madanach, then, while I have your attention and we're not killing each other yet?
He is the king in rags, a man who once held all the Reach within his grip. He stokes the passions of the downtrodden in this city, directs them to kill the enemies of the Forsworn in our name. All from inside Sidna Mine, a Nord prison. The irony is quite thick.
Right, and you mentioned an uprising.
Markarth and the Reach are our lands. That is why we are the Forsworn. We cannot claim the home that is rightly ours. But then, during their war with the Elves, we had our moment. We drove the Nords out of the Reach in a great uprising. Then Ulfric and his men came. Those of us who didn't run were executed, except for myself, my king, and a handful of others.
Right, well that's all I want to know. So I guess let's cut to the unpleasant bit.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, Lucian. Right. That could have gone a bit cleaner. Didn't help that Lucian was in my way. I guess we have free reign of the house now. Right, and we're gonna claim the spoils because they won't be needing it anymore. It's a nice soul gem you got there, but it's empty. Coins. Can never say no to more money, right, Lucian? It is what makes this world go round, after all. For better or for worse. Right, so that's that room checked out. Don't think we're gonna find much in here. This is kind of the servant room, I imagine. Right, well, we still have the bodies to search. And then the man himself. He has a journal. Ooh, and a necklace of dwindling frost. I don't know if we have that enchantment. Right, let's see what his journal says then. How long is this? Very short. I grow guilt-ridden in my old age. So many of the young sent to their deaths, all in the name of the Forsworn. All in the name of Madanach, my king, who watches us from behind the iron bars of Sidna Mine. How long have I served you? Since the uprising against the Nords? Was there ever a time when all that violence hasn't overshadowed our destinies? What choice do I have but to do as I am instructed? Well, you didn't have to pick this fight because it cost you your life. Although I imagine I've upset a few influential people around the city in my escapades. So let's be cautious, why don't we? If they haven't already gotten to Eltrees, I'm sure that he will be quite pleased to hear that I've gotten to the bottom of it. Although I suspect the worst. Be ready, Lucian. Ah, they sent guards, not just typical thugs. Well, I guess we are seen entering, and we have a guard right here, so there's no turning back.
We warned you, but you just had to go and cause trouble. Now you have to pin all these recent murders on you. Silence witnesses. Work, work, work.
Yeah, we both know that you're corrupt. Thonar is paying you.
We have a nice arrangement in this city, and we're not letting you get in the way. You have a problem with that? Take it up with Madanach. I'm sure the King in Rags and his Forsworn would love to meet you. Now you're coming with us. It's a life sentence in Sidna Mine for you.
Damn it. As competent as I have become, I don't think I'm taking on the entire garrison of the city guard of Markarth. Very well, I'll come quietly, and I'll find a way out when I'm with you, when I'm in the prison.
You'll never see the sun again. You hear me? No one escapes Sidna Mine. No one.
We'll see about that.
All right, prisoner. Eyes front. You're in Sidna Mine now, and we expect you to earn your keep. There's no resting your hide in a cell in this prison. Here you work. You'll mine ore until you start throwing up silver bars. You got it?
I'm sorry, I'm a little deaf in this ear.
Don't get smart with me. I'm in charge. You keep it up, I'll have your toes cut off.
You can try.
All right. Open her up. Now you, get down there.
Ah, well, I see they didn't give me any sort of magic suppression, so I'm still armed and dangerous. That'll work in my favor. But that will have to wait until next time, because that's where I'm going to end this episode off. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.